78,000 years ago? The world was wide, endless, and cruel. The wind screamed across the frozen plains, tearing at the skin, biting at the eyes. Every breath became a cloud of glass, and every sound by a ghost swallowed by snow. This was the Ice Age, and somewhere out there, between fog and thunder, something enormous walked the earth. A small tribe of Neanderthals moves across the tundra, silhouettes against a sky of iron. Their hides are layered thick over shoulders, their spears angled like quills of a wary beast. They move not out of hunger, but out of curiosity, because the earth has changed. Ahead, the snow bears prints unlike anything they've ever seen. The first mark is deep, wide as a chest, rimmed with frozen mist. Then another, and another, each perfectly rounded, spaced far apart, too far for a mammoth. The snow has been pressed to glass as if a god had stepped through the frost. The leader, a man scarred by many winters, kneels beside the print. He places his gloved palm into it. Even through the hide, he feels the depth, the pressure, the strange lightness of what made it. Whatever walked here walked with purpose, and it walked without fear. Over the horizon, a glacier gleams like a broken moon. From its face drifts a low, rumbling sound, like the earth whispering through its bones. The tribe looks to one another. Without words, they decide. They will follow. They climb through a silence so heavy it feels sacred. Snow drinks every sound. The sky is pale blue, the kind of blue that feels eternal. Then something changes. The deer tracks they followed vanish, not scattered, not trampled, just gone. A single coarse hair hangs from a frozen branch, ash gray, not mammoth, not lion, something else. The leader rolls it between his fingers and feels the pulse of the unknown. Ahead, fog spills like milk from the glacier's face. It wraps the land. The air grows thick and still. The tribe moves together, backs touching, spears forward. They have walked into the mouth of something alive. A flicker in the mist, then another. Broad shoulders, low silhouettes, stalking shapes. The fog breathes with them, and when firelight finally blooms from their torches, the truth steps out. Cave lions, huge, long-limbed. Their fur is pale gold under frost, eyes empty of reflection. They circle the tribe, silent, deliberate. Predators who learned patience from the cold. Fire cracks, smoke bites, the fog trembles, and the lions pause just long enough to be seen as ghosts. The tribe holds their ground. The lions vanish, swallowed by mist, as if the earth itself had taken them back. When silence returns, they move again, up the slope, toward the glacier's face. The air is heavy with meaning now. What began as curiosity has become a test of belief. At midday, they reach the ice plain. Before them, a frozen sea ridged like a storm-caught mid-breath. The tracks continue across it, growing deeper, darker. Inside the pits gleam blue crystals like trapped eyes staring up from beneath. The oldest hunter kneels, presses his ear to the ice, and hears it. A sound too deep to name, not music, not thunder, a living pulse vibrating through the bones of the world. The glacier is singing, and from the fog ahead, shadows move. Pillars of ice taller than trees sliding across the plain. They are not animals. They are the glacier itself, walking. Each motion leaves behind a perfect hollow in the snow. The same hollows the tribe has followed. The giants cross a water without breaking it. The sea freezes beneath their feet, then seals again, like breath on glass. For the first time, the tribe sees them, truly sees them. columns of ancient ice glowing from within, their bodies scarred with centuries. When they touch, sparks of blue light flare between them. The sky answers with thunder. The giants walk. The Neanderthals stand awed. They are hunters, not fools. They know when to fear and when to learn. And in this sight, they see knowledge written in ice. They take shelter from a sudden storm, building low tents of hide and snow blocks. Inside, fire flickers. Fat melts into light. The world outside screams like a living thing, but within their circle, warmth still exists. When dawn comes, the storm has carved new shapes into the land. The glacier's face is cracked open, and inside it, a cave glows faint blue. They enter, torches low. Every step echoes through centuries. Bones lie arranged in a spiral, tusks crossing like words from an ancient alphabet. Scratches mark a rib, lines and curves pointing deeper into the ice. Someone has been here before, someone who knew the glacier's secret language. They follow the markings to a hidden chamber. There, stones are placed in patterns, forming a map of the tide's rhythm. Each stone aligned to predict when the giants move, when the bridges of ice rise, and when they fall. Knowledge left behind for those who would dare to listen.
Run! Faster! They're gaining on us!
Outside, the glacier roars. A tower of ice breaks free, falls, and rises again, a new giant born from the sea. Mist curls over the horizon, glowing faintly under a pale sun. The air smells of salt, stone, and ancient time. The tribe watches in silence. The earth has shifted again, and when the earth moves, the wise follow. On the plain nearby, a herd of woolly rhinoceros stirs. Steam drifts from their nostrils. Their horns shine like cold fire. Hunger whispers through the tribe. Torches flare, spears rise. They move as one, hunters shaped by endless winters. The glacier groans beneath them, and the land itself joins their plan. A seam opens in the ice, black and deep. The herd surges. One bull leaps, another slips, a third vanishes beneath the dark. The plain closes again, calm as breath. One survivor charges into the fog, and from that fog, the lions return. They appear like ghosts, pale and soundless, eyes like mirrors, bodies built for patience. The fog breathes with them, fire answers, flames draw lines of orange on the white, and the world becomes a field of motion. They clash, fire and fur, breath and blood. A hunter falls beneath a paw, then rises, driving flint into a chest. Steam bursts, silence returns. The lions fade into fog, the living remain, shaking, breathing, real. The rhino staggers inland, bleeding but alive. The tribe follows, slow and reverent. When it collapses, they work quickly. Bone knives cut along the seams of life. Nothing wasted, nothing taken without meaning. They leave an offering, a sliver of fat in the snow, a message to the ice. We understand. Night falls. The glacier murmurs like a god in sleep. They rope themselves together and climb toward the canyon of safety. The ice is blue as glass. Above them, the aurora burns green and alive. In the canyon, silence waits, not empty, but listening. On one wall, faint lines of ochre and charcoal tell an old story. Figures linked by ropes, torches in their hands, a message carved by others. We were here, we learned, live. They rest below those marks. Fire glows on faces. The wounded breathe easier. The glacier hums beneath them, a slow, deep rhythm, like the heartbeat of the world. When dawn comes, it seeps, quiet and gray. They move inland toward steadier ground. Behind them, the giants still walk, pillars of blue ice gliding across the plain. The tribe looks back only once, not in fear, but recognition. They reach a hill where snow whispers over stone. The leader takes a rib from the rhino and carves new signs. Short lines for safety, long lines for danger, a circle for fire, a braid for the rope that made many into one. He rubs soot into the grooves until they shine like memory. Later, they return to the glacier's mouth, not as victims, but as witnesses. Inside, bones lie in patterns, tusks crossing like words too old to read. They place the carved rib among them. No words, only hands pressed to ice, a quiet promise that what was learned will not be lost. Outside, the aurora folds across the sea. The giants move slowly along the horizon, carrying the light of the world through the fog. The tribe watches and feels peace. They no longer call the pillars gods nor monsters. They call them truth. As they walk inland, the glacier breathes behind them. The air hums with patience. To live here is to listen. Survival is not strength, it is understanding. They have learned to live with giants, and that knowledge will echo across 10,000 winters.